Bloomberg's Selina Wang joins us now from the International Import Expo in Shanghai. Selina, what exactly is it that China is yearning for, perhaps realistically?
I first want to point out I'm in a very loud exhibition hall here at the Import Expo conference. There are thousands of exhibitors behind me, as you can see. And we saw Xi take the stage yesterday and position China as an advancer of globalization and that they need to work together to combat protectionism. So no surprise about what you mentioned earlier, that China is looking to seek what we're reporting, a rollback in any additional tariffs, removing that threat of additional tariffs, as well as rolling back the tariffs in September, as well as lowering the duties in the $250 billion of tariffs that went into effect last year. Now, from Beijing's view, it's that if they are going to give up a key point of leverage, which in their view is these agricultural purchases, and make progress on intellectual property, they do want to see some reciprocal action from the Trump administration. And we've known that there is a view in Beijing for quite some time that it is politically difficult for Xi to accept any deal, even if it's a phase one mini deal, with the threat of tariffs looming. It gives the perception that China is capitulating to the United States under sort of a maximum pressure regime.
What are the political risks here to the U.S. president, and how do the discussions on China's role in the crackdown on fentanyl specifically fit into this?
There are, of course, political risks for the Trump administration as well. He has said tariffs are a key part of his China strategy, and he does open himself up to criticism on both sides of the aisles if he does capitulate to these Chinese demands and roll back some of these tariffs. You have some in his administration who argue that these tariffs should be in place in the long term. They make sure that China is living up to its commitments. So we have to see if he will actually cave to some of those pressures. Now, when it comes to the issue of fentanyl, U.S. officials have argued that China is the main source of illegal fentanyl that is trafficked into the United States. We did have some pretty big news that they are set to hold, the U.S. and China, to hold a joint press briefing to talk about the efforts they've made together to crack down on the smuggling of fentanyl. Now, Trump has explicitly linked this issue to the trade war, so some real progress on this could make this trade deal with China more palatable and more possible that they could actually remove some of those tariffs.